Welcome to Something to Talk About. We are here at King's Restaurant in Tamuning, as usual. Great fare that they have put on the table for me and my guest. Tonight, it is going to be Ernest Ochoco. He's done a lot of things. I can't even put any kind of title on him. Whatever he touches is gold. And whenever I have a conversation with him, I never know where it's going. So come back and join us for Something to Talk About, whatever we're going to talk about with Ernest Ochoco right here from King's Restaurant. Welcome back, and hello to Ernest Ochoco.
Hi, how are you, Patty?
Do I always say your name right? Is it
I feel
Ochoco?
like I should say hi like this, but is that too far?
No. What's the perception? Hi.
Hello there. Hello from far away.
How are you? Is it your last? Is it Ochoco? What do people say?
Yeah,
is it Ochoco?
Some people say Ochocolate.
What? Chocolat?
Chocolat.
What is it? Yeah, because it's a good French name. Well, no, what
but
is
it's
it?
Ochoco, you got it right.
Oh, good. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Ernest Ochoco, I called you like the guy who does everything. Oh, there's Danielle. We love Danielle.
Oh, I love Danielle.
Danielle's
we
like
love
the.
you too.
Hey, Danielle.
Danielle is bringing us tea. Thank you.
Yay, mine
you
is
know what
Gren.
we said we'll have a crepe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So
Should we do that? Oh, I don't know.
I love crepes.
Well, all right, we'll
My
see what
friend calls
happens.
it creepies. We'll have a Neapolitan creepies.
There you go.
All right.
Thank you, Danielle.
Thanks, Danielle.
So now that we got that out of the way,
Yes.
we're going to mix that with the Kelaguen and the whatever you have. Is it rude
Yes,
to
that's
do
very,
this?
no.
Gosh, I use my teeth
That's
for
very
everything.
Guam style.
How are you? I have.
Sure. Well, not everything, because that would be
Yeah,
painful.
that would be awkward.
Yes.
So how are you? I haven't seen you in a long time. I mean, the last time I
okay.
interviewed you, you were, I don't know, whirlwinding something.
Right.
You're always whirlwinding something.
Well, I just got back from Boston and
Yes.
from
the
New
trip
York.
I was supposed to go on. Sorry.
Yes. I know you're
My
supposed
first
to go.
Broadway show. I know. Okay,
But
I'll
it's
take
okay.
that
We'll
as
do
a-
another.
yeah,
We'll do another one. But
So-
I just came from there, and
Yeah.
my partner Earl Espiritu is now
Graduated.
attorney Earl
Oh my God.
Espiritu.
Oh, he passed the bar and everything.
Well, he's attorney Earl Espiritu, and we're going to find out in October if he passed the bar.
Oh, okay. And he'll practice where here?
Here.
Oh, fun. Now
And he's-
finally.
Right? And he's also doing the Guam bar, which is probably apparently one of the craziest bars in the whole nation. One of the most difficult bars to do.
Really?
Yeah, and that's in February. So,
Okay.
so I went to do that, and see Earl and do our Broadway thing.
And then you went to?
Niagara Falls.
You went to Niagara Falls. And you did the whole New York thing. You like doing that. You like
I love
the
it.
Broadway shows.
Especially if someone else is paying for it. I love it.
That's the best vacation ever.
I love
When
those.
you never have to open your wallet.
Right.
But how fun was that, though? You know?
My phone died in Niagara Falls.
Oh.
Yeah, I was...
Like dived or died?
Died.
Oh.
But it practically dived. Because when you go to Niagara Falls, you can take this trip on this boat that brings you up to the bottom of the falls where the mist
gets
is at.
into- yeah.
And it sounds like a freaking Class 5 tornado down there. It's so loud, 700,000 gallons per second of water.
So are you in a raincoat?
Yeah,
Okay.
from head to toe.
But
my
your phone was
wasn't.
not wearing a raincoat.
It was practically swimming.
Oh my
But I
gosh.
had to record what was going on in front of me because I've
How'd
never
that work
seen.
out with the phone? It just,
Well, it stayed with me for the next day, and then it decided to
just
go to
go to-
sleep forever.
so you never got the pictures? Or
No.
oh, darn it.
Yeah, but I
Wow.
think it went. Some of them got into downloaded to my Facebook. So,
Yeah. Oh, okay.
so I posted
okay.
those.
Well, the thing though is that you go to New York quite a bit. You like New York. And
Oh, I
you
love
go,
New York.
You go to the Broadway shows, and now because of all of your experience, in the profession in theater. That's like going to the ultimate field trip for a guy who's in theater.
Oh
it's
my
to go to
God.
Broadway.
It's the ultimate life-changing experience.
Yeah. Is it kind of like when you go into, one of these grand theaters, or you go to see a play live
Right.
on a stage like that? Is it as impressive, or is it overwhelming? Are you overcome with emotion? Like when I shook President Clinton's hand.
Yes.
It's like there's something powerful that's right.
That's going on, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Is that how
There's
it
like a
goes?
moment for you, right? You're
Yeah.
having a moment. Every
Yeah.
time I go into one of these old theater houses, or every time I walk the streets of New York, or I walked into Carnegie Hall this year.
Oh my gosh.
And all of the history that was there. I was actually supposed to sing in Carnegie Hall, with the Guam
Did you do
Churchill
it
band.
anyway when they told
So
you?
I just did anyway.
Silencio! No, I'm singing.
I know, right? I was like, I'm going to sing in the lobby today. Hello, ticket people sitting there. I shall give you a concert. The concert you should have heard last year, but I wasn't able to make it.
Just so you could say you sang in Carnegie, I would have done it. So
I did it.
Did you sing? I mean, did you like to sing in the
what
lobby?
did I sing?
In the lobby,
I sang all these different songs. I was like, my repertoire consists of this. What would you like to choose? But they were such good sports,
Yeah.
and they allowed me to sing. And then my partner Earl and Linda Frank was there too.
Yeah.
They recorded me, so they'll be posting that
that's so
soon.
nice.
Yeah.
That's so nice.
It was fun.
So what were you doing? I mean, in addition to going there for the graduation, do you go and then find research? Are you researching
Yes.
for things, future projects that you want to do?
Absolutely. As you know, I'm always doing shows, and this year I have 6 different big shows to do.
Oh my gosh.
And I don't know how I'm going to do it, but
You
It's
really
a mystery.
never know how you're going to do it.
I know, but it's a mystery. It just happens
It's
to
almost like-
come to fruition.
No, it's almost like you start the project, and if you start it, it'll happen. You know,
Right.
I mean, it
You
just
just
takes
got-
on a whole energy on its own, don't you think?
Yeah, it takes on a life of its own. I mean, it's like it's compelled to become what it's supposed to be. And fortunately, it's been successful.
Yeah. So far, I mean, have you had a bad play? That's something that you would consider. I mean, not the talent or the cast,
Right.
but something that you thought, oh, I really could have done a much better job on that one. No,
Yeah,
probably
there's
not.
there's
Probably
been.
they were all perfect, weren't they?
Yeah, it was perfect.
The
I
whole-
mean, come on now.
Who are you talking to?
Who are you talking to? Who are you talking to? No, I had a couple of shows that were written by amateur production from, I'm not going to say what state because they'll figure out exactly.
All right, Texas. Go ahead.
No, Minnesota. So I did that, and it was a passion thing for me to do because it dealt with mental illness and emotional disorders.
I remember this.
Yeah, for children, and you know me, like
Yeah.
who else do we help in this world but those people who can't really help themselves, which
Yeah.
is children and old people, and so I had to do it even though the script was not up to par.
Yeah.
I had to do it because I had a friend who was mentally emotionally disturbed and disabled, and he was made fun of a lot, and people just didn't understand him, and he ended up taking his life. And when I went to his funeral, there was barely anyone there, no one of his age, except for a few of us. I mean, it was just a very sad thing, and he tried to take his life several times, and his family didn't understand. They couldn't handle it. They didn't really get the help that they needed. So there was no support for him in any way possible. So I had to do this show. Even though the show wasn't so good, I had to do it.
Well, then
That's an homage to him.
it had a value that couldn't have been measured by the box office then, right?
Right. And and it's intrinsic, like what you're saying, you can't put a price on that. And I don't care if the words weren't that good and the music
Yeah.
wasn't written out perfectly. We fixed it.
Yeah.
Because you know me, I gotta fix it.
You gotta change it.
That was my hair
And
flipping
that
back.
If he had it.
That's my imaginary successful hair. It's very tangled.
We all have that imaginary successful hair. But what was a production that you put on that you thought was the best you
That I've ever
Yeah.
done. There were some very magical shows that I think came together very well. One of them I did not put on myself. I was in it. It was Arsenic and Old Lace. The one that you and I were both in. The one that we did together. Wasn't that so fun?
I wasn't a
Arsenic and-
character. I wasn't
No,
a character.
you
I
were
was backstage.
backstage.
It was the first experience I had
Yes.
backstage.
And it was so much fun
It
because
was so much fun.
you were like hilarious back there, and every time our energy went low backstage, like you guys would do something that was hilarious.
Well, yeah.
We won't talk
We're not
about those.
We'll
Talk
talk
what
about that
happened.
coffin moment that we had, but there is a certain energy that that you take away. Would you agree? chemistry that you
right.
take away when you're on stage, and then the supporting cast or the supporting
Yeah, and
crew
everyone,
in the back.
and there's like that energy like that keeps just bouncing off of everyone, and we're so in tune with each other and so committed to whatever needs to be done. And we're just having fun doing it.
Doesn't it also depend, though, on people like you? Jefferson Cronin was the one who directed that one.
Right.
And I like doing Jeff's stuff because Jeff is just a very level-headed, even-tempered, and he's very...
And he's talented.
Oh, yeah. He's so incredible. I mean, I learned what I learned from him. And then I learned a lot about you because you made such a great transition between the two. I have seen you directing...
Look at me just agreeing. Yes, I agree with everything you say about me.
But I would see you directing, and then in a fleeting moment, when you want something to be expressed, you want to sort of enhance that person's performance, you kind of go into this character. You flip the switch and you go into this character, and all of a sudden you're like the guy on stage. And how
when
you
I do readings for the actors,
when you're helping out with the come, look, we have this is no, don't be sorry. You're such a beautiful addition to the table decor. Are we eating this?
Yes,
Did you order this?
Sure.
Okay, it's fine. Okay.
I think we should just.
I'll tell you what we'll do
right?
because we'll take a break real quick so we could act like we could daintily attack this.
I
and
know.
like there's a way to do that. Ernest Ochoco, I told you we've got a lot to talk about on something to talk about. Come on back. We'll be right back. Okay, so we have 2 spoons here. Do you guys want some of this?
I think we should dig into it, right? Come on, you guys.
That's
okay. This is so delicious.
It's hard to ship. Welcome back to Something to Talk About, and we're eating a lot as well. So in between the conversation, you might hear some smacking. I hope you don't mind, but we're at King's Restaurant. I've not had the crepe before, so thanks for ordering
really?
that.
Wow.
No, I never.
Well, actually,
wouldn't order something like that.
I was just saying that I just ate some crepes in New York City.
Yeah.
And Guam's crepes here at King's Restaurant is not so bad.
That's good to know.
Did you hear me plug that?
I like that.
I just
Lucy Alcorn and Dave Alcorn like that too. Okay, so we're talking about transitioning, but between the two, which one do you like to do best? Which do you find the most rewarding, or are they equal on that footing? Directing, being in front of it, or being on it?
I like being on stage when the person who's leading me knows what they're doing. Because you don't want to be sitting in a bus and the bus driver doesn't know how to drive the bus because it's scary.
Yeah.
Right? If that person is like a Indy 500 driver and champion winner, I would.
But does that depend on the
totally.
character, or does it just depend the energy of the person, the actor?
I think the person. I think the director really has to be extremely good in order for it to be a success. Being in the director's seat nowadays, these past 12 years or 14, so long.
So long.
So long
Such
ago.
a long storied history.
I know. Official age is 22 on Facebook. Just telling everyone.
Okay, so
But
sitting in the director's chair.
The director's chair is so important. Now that I've been doing it for so long, that it really, really makes an impact. I think if you have good leadership, and this is for anything, if you have good leadership, your people will follow.
Oh, okay.
Right, and they will exemplify what you do.
Yeah.
And I think that's an important thing if I'm going to be on stage performing. So,
have you turned down a job because the director was just too much? Because there's ego in directing.
I'm not gonna say.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's privileged information. But I mean, maybe I'm romanticizing, movies.
Okay, yes, I've turned down a job. I'm just gonna say it.
No, but that plays that's a factor in what you want to do as an artist, though. I mean, isn't that something?
And people have turned down mine. I'm not saying that I'm the most perfect director in the world.
But you're actually.
I'm pretty close.
Okay.
I'm kidding.
This was enter comment from Patty. Okay. But here's the thing, though. I have seen you a lot of time. Most of the time, I've seen you direct children, which seems so. Actually, the cast ranges from adults to And I've seen how you interact with them, and it's always a learning thing. It's always a teachable moment.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, do you feel like, because
Absolutely, you have to really improvise. I think any teacher's like that because I've been in the classroom before. I've taught elementary, 4 years old, all the way up to college age, and it's a lot of improvisation. Sometimes you have your guide, but sometimes you got to throw that book to the side because that person needs something different. You know how everyone learns differently, right? You have to figure out, and I have counseling background with public health and mental health. So you have to really figure out the needs of that particular client. And I kind of transfer that information or those skills that I learned with mental health and substance abuse onto my actors. And I try to figure out, how do I talk to this person? What makes their brain tick? And how do I make that learning be more successful?
Yeah, but you did that whole mystical production for GHRA that 1 year.
Oh,
And I mean, there's no time to interact with each cast member because again.
Yeah, we had like 5 rehearsals or 4 rehearsals.
Yeah,
It was really tough. Yeah, it was really tough.
But then the other one that you did, oh my gosh, it was the Wizard of Oz, sort of.
Oh yeah.
That was a lot of fun.
It was fun.
But
yeah.
and you find these sort of just not uncommon, unique. And it's not like you don't have seen. It's not a typical sort of theatrical production.
Right.
You do a lot of things
variety
that are
stuff too.
Is that the word I'm looking for? Yeah.
Yeah, like a variety show. I hate to make it sound so so lower scale, but because we put in like 120%, just like any other show.
Yeah.
And it makes it tough when we do the variety shows because you've got such a wide range of scheduling.
Yeah.
And you really have to figure out everyone's needs logistically. So last show that we did, the Wizard of Oz one with Wicked and all the other stuff, that was about 200 performers.
That was crazy.
It was crazy.
And that was crazy fun.
Yeah, I had a lot
That
of
was
fun
crazy.
doing that.
But do you like to do, because you do a lot of musicals, so do you prefer to do musicals? Or do you prefer there to be singing?
Yeah, I think, musicals are...
I'm going to switch and get chocolate.
Yay.
You have, whatever.
I'll have
That's
the strawberry.
Okay, so
It's
what
so
now?
yummy.
I'm sorry. I'm going to ask you a question, then ask you to put food in your mouth.
No. I'm going to put food in my mouth.
Okay, ask me a question and I'll wait, and then I'll wait till you finish chewing.
Okay, I'll answer you first. How
Okay,
about
good.
it? Musicals are probably one of the most difficult forms of art or entertainment. Art and entertainment, because musicals are the only art form that encompasses all the different arts. Visual, literary, acting, singing, dancing, music, everything is in it. So there's so many different levels that you have to
pay
think of.
attention. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you've got to pay attention to it, and you've got to be able to solve everything and put everything together and make the puzzle fit.
Yeah.
So, and then you've got divas to work with, some of them are nice divas. And some of them are not so nice. Are you in that club too?
I am in. I'm in both. I fit both. But would you, the circumstances under which you put these productions on are always that's an added sort of stress, don't you think? Because you're trying to transform what is a regular ballroom most of the time into a theater-like setting, and that is almost. I mean, that's so tasking on Guam. It's so difficult to pull that one.
Yeah, if you don't have your own regular theater to perform in,
you're hauling everything.
You're
all
hauling
the time.
all of it. You're hauling like trusses. You're hauling like thousands of pounds of worth of equipment, lighting, sound, cables, and I used to do that.
I remember.
Oh my God, I used to do that, and it was so tough on me. And then I had the 2 hernias, but that's another story.
2 hernias, 1 heart problem, and then look at us now.
I know, and now we're just sitting pretty. But
that takes a lot of work.
Yeah,
do you think
to create a ballroom experience and make it into a theatrical one.
Okay, so that's the question. There's kind of a burning question on that one. Is there going to be a time when you'll find like a good donor that might have, with a contributor, somebody who would.
I know someone who contributes to the arts and makes. Well, we were definitely. The thing is, we have so many community partners here that allow us to use their facilities. So I appreciate that.
Yeah.
But it would definitely be very
It would
nice
be awesome if we could do
to have
a performing arts center.
yeah, Performing Arts Center. And we were talking about that, you know, the Agano revitalization, and we had like federal money coming in that would transform the actual post office, the Agano post office, and create a Performing Arts Center there.
Really?
Yeah.
But-
I know that Joe Cameron is working on the Kaha
Yeah.
revitalization with that area of Skinner Plaza, I believe. And you know the performance space there is going to be a nice one, but it's might not be effective for a big scale musical. So that's a pity.
Yeah.
But they're working on
In
it.
due time.
In due time.
In time. I mean, I still believe that at some point the government will have to step up and you know, listen to what people's desires are.
Yeah.
You know, this is a big deal. Entertainment is a big deal
huge.
along Guam.
And you know, we can make it a tourist thing. It could be a great tourist attraction if we do a Broadway show here for 6 months or 3 months during the year, and it'll be a great draw.
Can you say which new one you're putting on now?
Ooh,
You said like,
Yes.
are you ready to announce
I'm ready
that?
to announce certain things. I know for a fact that we are definitely, because Broadway and Disney, and you know Disney, right?
Yeah.
They have some of the best people working on their stuff in the world, working on their music and their shows. So they're releasing the full Broadway version, it's different from the movie, okay? The full Broadway version of The Little Mermaid.
Oh, wow.
So that's one of the very big ones that we're doing.
Oh my gosh,
this
I
year.
love that movie.
The music is great. The music,
Look at this stuff.
Yeah, isn't it neat, right? Isn't it delicious? This stuff here.
Wow, that's pretty good.
Right?
Do you when you put on when you have the excitement of something like that, is there a good pool of actors on Guam that could pull that off? There's a lot
Yes.
of you'll probably find a lot of they're obviously amateurs. There's no real environment for these
For
kids.
professional theater to really occur. Yeah, we have some professional singers, some professional dancers, but not really professional actors on Guam. That doesn't really exist here, unfortunately.
So everybody that you audition, it's almost you're kind of taken from the
Yeah.
third grade class.
Yeah,
It
you know,
feels
and
like.
if like I have to train them and things like that, and
Yeah.
but that's what we need to do. You know, people who have the knowledge here for whatever skill set it is, whatever art form or skill set, business, whatever you want to call it, right? We need to, as a people, we need to take responsibility and we need to make a commitment to the youth, not just the youth, but to anyone who's interested within our island community, to train them and to pass the torch or pass the
Well,
information
yeah, I mean, as
forward.
much as we invest in youth sports,
Mm-hmm.
would there be room to invest in youth performing,
And youth
performing
art.
arts?
Yeah, performing arts, absolutely. And I think they need to, you know, I used to be a cultural dancer, okay? I used to do that. And I really loved it and I really enjoyed it. And I think it's very important to raise that up. But I think it's also important to raise other modern cultural arts and infuse it into our community in a more funded way.
A more funded way.
Yes.
Well, just
There's
quickly,
very little
what's the project you need to do right now that you're working on now?
I'm doing the
Audition.
First Lady's big show,
Okay.
which is called Part of Your World. So some of the Little Mermaid excerpts will be in there, and Matilda. Within that will also be Matilda, Finding Neverland, all the
fun.
new big musicals that are out there.
good.
And I'm
That'll
also
be a fundraiser, though,
Yes.
situation. That's
Yes.
not like a private.
Right. And
thing.
auditions
Okay.
are tonight, September 9th, 10th, and 11th. And next week, 16, 17, 18 at 7 p.m. Can I say the name?
Sure.
I've been saying all the names anyway, right?
Yeah.
I'll say it.
Sure.
Custom Fitness, LLC,
That's what in Anigua.
Anigua,
Okay.
and CrossFit, Goth Mecca.
Okay, they've got plenty of them down there.
So,
Well,
so those guys.
I gotta tell you, I really love sitting down with you, and,
Oh, yeah.
and I love it more than when we're eating and then complimenting each other.
We should do one at a bar.
Sure. That would be a very quick conversation. It's like, hey,
Hey, we're done.
we're done now. But anyway, thank you for joining us, my friend and great guest, Ernest Ochoco. Thank you so much.
Oh, no, thank you.
Have a
Thank
good
you.
evening. We'll see you on the radio.